Hello guys, welcome to my After Effects tutorial. Today we are going to see how to make parallax effect photos slideshow. In this video, I will teach you the easiest way to make 3D parallax effect using Photoshop and After Effects. Before we jump into the video, make sure to subscribe the channel and turn on the bell notification icon to never miss my new upcoming videos and tutorials. Now let's get started. Before I forget, I would like to tell you I'm always using 3 amazing websites to download stock photos and videos. These 3 websites are completely free. I put the links of all 3 websites in description. First we need to separate the images to foreground and background. To do this, I will use Adobe Photoshop. Open Adobe Photoshop and import your photos. Now select the crop tool and crop your image 16:9 aspect ratio. Click on the canvas to crop tool become movable. Move the crop area where you want to crop. Then click enter or click on tick icon on top. Now select quick selection tool and select the subject or foreground. Or just click on select subject on top. If your background is not much busy, the select subject option do pretty good job. And if your background is much busy, the select subject option can't select the foreground very good and you should select the subject yourself. As you can see, the select subject option did a great job on this image. But some areas are not selected correctly. Now I will select the areas are left or not selected good. On any selection tool, if you select the area, it will select. But if you press the Alt key and select, it will subtract from selection. The open bracket key will make your brush size smaller. And close bracket key will make your brush size bigger. I speed up the video, which you don't have to wait. To select the hair, click on Select and Mask option. This window will pop up. Hold the Alt key and scroll up to zoom. Hold the Space key and drag to move the viewport. Now select the Refine Edge brush and paint around the hair like me. Now scroll down. On Output to option, select New Layer with Layer Mask, then click OK. We made a copy of the subject. Now it's time to remove the subject from background. Select the background layer. Hold Ctrl key and click on Mask for subject layer. It will select around the subject. Now go to Select option, Modify, and Expand. Expand your selection a little bit. My image is 4K resolution, I expand 15 pixels. If your image size is smaller than this, expand your selection lower pixels. Make sure your background is selected. Go to Edit, Fill, and click OK. Now hide the top layer. You can see the subject is removed from background. We have the subject to separate layer. Press Ctrl D to unselect. As you can see there are some hair left on background. To remove them as well, select Lasso tool and select the area which hair is left. Go to Edit and fill it. Or remove them using Patch tool. Well done. The separation process completed. Now hide the top layer, save the background as JPG. Go to File, Save As. change the image type to JPEG. Name it background and save it. Now hide the background layer and unhide the subject layer. Go to File, Save As. Save it to same folder where you saved the background. Change image type to PNG. Name it Object and save it. Separate all your images to foreground and background using this method. I will skip the other images because if I show the process to all other images, it will take much times. One more things I have to mention. Please save all images to separate folder after you separated the images to foreground and background. It will help you a lot in next step. Make a separate folder for every image like me. As you can see, I made a folder with name of images. Inside the images folder, I made some other folder, which is all the images are in separate folder. Now, let's go to next step. Open Adobe After Effects. Double-click on Project panel. And import the images folder. Make a new composition. Name it image_01. Resolution 1920 by 1080. Frame rate 30 FPS. And 5 second long. Open image 1 composition and drag image 1 folder to timeline. If your image size is larger or smaller than composition, right-click on it, transform, and click on Fit to Width. If you also don't see the object, then don't worry, just drag the object layer above the background layer. Select both layer, press S key on your keyboard. Make a keyframe for the scale. Press P on your keyboard, make a keyframe for position. Press U to minimize, and press U again to open all keyframes. Now go around the end of the timeline. Deselect both layers. Scale up the object layer. Adjust the position. Now scale up the background. Adjust the position. Select all the last keyframes, right-click on it. Keyframe Assistance, and ease them. Now minimize both layers. Double-click on Project panel and import light leak and dust particle videos. I will put the light leak and dust particle links in description. Drag the dust layer above all layers. Now change the blending mode to screen. If you don't see the mode, click on this to activate it. Press T to open transparency property. Decrease transparency if you think it affects too much. Now drag the light leak on top of the layers on timeline. Change the blending mode to screen. Press T to open transparency property and adjust transparency. Now deselect all layers. Select Ellipse tool and draw a big circle in the middle. Hold Shift to make perfect round circle. Press Ctrl plus Shift to make uniform perfect rounded circle. Cover the whole canvas with circle. Stroke to none and fill color to any solid color. Press P to open up position property. Go around 4.5 seconds and make a keyframe for position. Then go to end of the timeline and make another keyframe. Bring the circle to the left. This circle is for transition. To make a beautiful transition, change the mode to Stencil Alpha. Search for Fast Blur on Effects and Presets. Apply the Fast Box Blur to Shape layer. Change blur radius to 250. Now it looks much better. To make animation smoother, right-click on last keyframe, Keyframe Assistance, and ease it. Open your graph editor. If your graph editor not look like this, then right-click and active the edit speed graph. Now drag the right anchor point little to the left, like this. It looks good. Now select Image 1 composition on Project panel. Press Ctrl D to duplicate the composition. Now open it. As you can see, it's the same image with Image 1 composition. So we need to change the image. Select both images and delete it. Now drag Image 2 folder on timeline under all layers. Hide this 3 layers. Right-click on Images, Transform, and click Fit to Width. Here is also the object layer is hidden. Just drag the object layer above background layer. Now the object is visible. Now select both images layers and press S to open Scale property. Make keyframe for scale. Press P to open Position property. Make keyframe for position. Press U to minimize them, press U again to open all keyframes. Now go around the end of the timeline. Deselect all layers. Scale up the object layer and adjust the position. Now scale up the background and adjust the position. select all the last keyframes. Right-click on it, keyframe assistance, easy ease them. Now, make visible these 3 layers. Let's make transition little different. Select shape layer and press P to open up position property. Click on this little icon to jump between keyframes. Go to last keyframe and drag the circle to right side. Looks better now. Now select image 2 composition and press Ctrl D to duplicate it. Open it and delete the images. Hide the effects and transition layers. Drag image 3 folder to timeline below all layers. Right-click, transform, and click on Fit to Width to fit the image's size. Now deselect all layers and drag object layer above background layer. Go to the beginning of your timeline and select both images. And press S make keyframe. Press P make keyframe. Go around the end of your timeline. Press U to minimize. Press U again to open up all keyframes. Deselect all layers. Scale up the object layer. Adjust the position. Scale up the background. Adjust the position. Select all the last keyframes and right-click on it. Keyframe assistance and easy ease them. Minimize them and make visible the hidden layers. Select shape layer and change the transition. Go to last keyframe and drag it to top. Select image 3 composition. Press Ctrl D to duplicate it and open it. Just follow these steps to create your parallax photo slideshow. I will speed up the video for other images, which you don't have to wait. After you created slide for all photos, select all images compositions and drag it on folder option. Name the folder placeholders. Now click on composition icon to make a new composition. Name it main. Resolution 1920 by 1080. Frame rate 30 fps. Change the duration to 1 minute. Now open placeholders folder and drag image 1 composition to main composition timeline. Zoom your timeline. Go to the timeline where the image 1 composition transition starting. Drag image 2 composition below image 1. Press open bracket key on your keyboard. Image 2 composition will move there. As you can see, the transition looks good now. Now go where the image 2 composition transition starting. Drag image 3 composition below image 2 composition. Press open bracket key again to image 3 composition move there. Do the same process for all images. After you completed the process for all images, go to the end of the last composition and press N key on your keyboard. Your timeline will shrink there. Now right-click and click Trim Comp to the work area. Your main composition duration will trim to that point. Double-click on Project panel and import your music. Drag your music to timeline. Go around the end of the composition. Click L key to open up audio levels. Make a keyframe for audio levels. Go to the end of the composition and reduce the audio levels. Now open the audio waveform to see the music waveform. Zoom the timeline and adjust the keyframe if needed. Now right-click on first keyframe, Keyframe Assistance, and click on Easy Ease Out. After everything is completed, go to Composition option and add the composition to Render Queue and render it. If you have Adobe Media Encoder in your computer, add the composition to Adobe Media Encoder queue. I hope you enjoyed this video. If the video was helpful for you, please like the video, and if you want more tutorials like this, please make sure to subscribe and press the bell notification to never miss my new videos. See you in the next video.